Anyway, you have an options to record, right? Okay. Give me a request. Okay. Okay. Now, what happened? It is too slow.
Yes, I have connected with my mobile hotspot. My power cut, Wi-Fi gone. So this is will be little slow. Once it will come, I will connect with Wi-Fi.
Oh, 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 oh. Okay, okay. It is really slow.
Oh,
Example one. Oh, it is really slow, yeah. Int a comma b. Okay. Now public void. I think we have discussed this yesterday.
yes,
What is the difference between the static class and then instance class, correct?
yes.
Okay. So what is the difference between these two? Let's say I'm just okay. This I will rename it as two.
Okay,
Okay. So now if this is completely static, okay,
yeah.
all should be static. All
Everything should be
inside this
static.
should be static.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Now, how can we use static class? The one thing, very important thing is you cannot create an object to static class.
Yes.
Okay. There are two ways of utilizing a class and data members and member function of a class. One is through object creation, another one is through inheritance. Correct?
Yes.
But if the class is declared with static class, you
Okay.
cannot create an object either, you cannot inherit also,
Okay.
because these both, creating an object or inheriting, these two methods are instance process methods. Okay,
Hmm.
this can be done through creating an instance only, directly or indirectly. But when the class is static, it cannot be inherited, it cannot be instantiated. That means you cannot create an object to static class, you cannot inherit any static class. Okay,
Okay.
so what is the options to use the class? Directly class name dot function name. Got it?
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now you see, this is your class. Okay, I will try to inherit that example. Example one. You cannot inherit this also. See, if this is also static, you cannot inherit the static class also.
Okay. In inheritance, we cannot inherit the static.
Shit, it is going somewhere. Okay,
Okay.
see, you cannot inherit. See, if you go here, static class cannot derive from the static class, must derive from the object, because since static is an independent of object, you cannot inherit this. Okay, so then what is the option? Okay, you're not supposed to inherit this one. Okay,
Hmm.
okay.
Okay.
Now in this method, example one, I can have, even this is not a static class, but I can contain a static member. Public static void subtract. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Nitin.
1 minute, 1 minute. It will get disconnected because my Wi-Fi
Hmm.
came. 1 minute. Okay. Now you can.
Yes. So give me control. Okay. Okay then.
It is fine now.
Yes. Okay. Now you understood all this instance class and static class, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll go with two instance classes. Let me remove this. This is also an instance class. Okay. Okay. I have two instance classes. What I'll inherit is example one. This is fine. Clear?
Okay.
What I'll do is I will create a constructor. Okay. Here is one constructor. Here is one constructor. Okay.
Okay.
Now, do you know we can have a static constructor also? Static constructor. How it will be static constructor? This is your static constructor. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. Here also I will create one static constructor. So what I'll do is static constructor. So please observe this. Static constructor does not contain any access specifier. Okay. It
Okay.
does not contain any access specifier. So like this, if I give any parameter in the static constructor, int a, it gives an except error because static constructor cannot be a parameterized constructor, must be parameterless.
Okay.
Any static constructor that should be parameterless. It cannot contain any parameter. It is just like that.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. Now, what I'll do is I'll put a breakpoint here. I'll put a breakpoint here. I will put a breakpoint here also and here also. Let's say you have one class. In that class, you have a instance constructor as well as static constructor. Which constructor will be called first?
So it is depending upon our. If you come down in public static void main class, how we are calling. Uh,
No,
so that
let me see one thing. Look, see here. So I don't know man why it is going. Okay,
is
example two. Okay, e which is equal to new example two. I'm creating an object to this.
hmm,
Okay, it always calls the static constructor first.
okay.
Always calls static constructor first and only once throughout the execution. Okay,
Okay.
it calls only once actually. It first calls the static constructor, then it calls the instance constructor.
Okay.
Okay, and do you remember instance constructor's responsibility is to call the base constructor again? But here it is not that case. The static constructor only executes automatically.
Okay.
It's not responsibility to run the base constructor also. No, it will not take any such responsibility. Only instance constructor take a responsibility. Because why? Because instance constructor's responsibility, because this is an instance class. This is not a static class, because static class cannot be inherited.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why the first static class will create and instance class will be executed. Okay,
Hmm.
and if you create one more object here, like E1, okay, again it calls this constructor. For each and every object creation, your constructor will be called, right?
Yes.
Only for the first instance, it will call the static constructor. The next instance, next rest of the any instances, it will not call the constructor. That is why always calls static constructor first and only once throughout the execution. It calls only once. It will not call again and again. But instance constructor will be called again and again when a new object is created for the class. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. See, I will put a breakpoint here. Now you see, I'm just running this. Okay. First, it calls the static constructor. See, it came to static constructor. Example 2. It executed, it completes the execution. Then it goes to this one, instance constructor here. It goes here actually. Okay. Wait, I'm just putting this here. Okay. Now you see, it goes to instance constructor. Okay.
Okay.
There it realizes there is one more base class. It goes to again again it goes to base class. In that base class again it executes the static constructor first. Okay,
Okay.
and then it executes the instance constructor. So it completes the instance constructor execution and comes back to the derived one, and then it completes the derived instance constructor. Then it completes. Now in the second instance, you see, it will not execute your static constructor directly. It goes to instance constructor. From
Okay.
here again it directly goes to instance constructor. Now in the second time it won't call the static constructor, even in the base class constructor also, derived class constructor also. Okay, static constructor will be called first, and that will be called only once throughout the lifetime. Lifetime means what? Throughout the execution. Until your program shutdowns, the static constructor will be called only once.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the main advantage of all calling the static constructor? I think we done yesterday's session, right?
Yes. Yes.
Increment,
Thank
decrement,
you. Yes.
right?
So,
So that is the main purpose of this. Okay, once you instantiated, that variable will be available, the memory will be allocated till the end of your program, till the end of your application life. Okay,
okay.
till your applications shutdowns, so that will be there in the memory. So that's why only once it is been called. It will not be called again and again. But instance constructor will be called again and
Again.
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 Got it?
Yes.
So this is the execution process. Clear?
Hmm. Okay.
So this is how it is.
Okay.
So now let's go to partial class. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Go to the next one. Create a new class now. No, no, no. I'm talking about a new solution. Cancel this. Take a new project. Control Shift N.
What we'll write here?
Partial classes.
Partial.
Partial class. What is this? Partial classes 3?
I mean, we yesterday we done partial class one, today second. So these have given three.
Oh, did we started this partial classes today?
Yes. Partial
Okay,
class is
okay.
started. I mean,
Oh,
two developer are there. So at a time, two people are working on the same class. So we create as a partial class. So you start working on one
yes, yes.
object. I start working on another, and at last we will merge it. So we don't get much
Ah,
conflict.
okay, got it, got it. Got the clarity. Okay. So now partial method actually. Okay. So
So,
we usually create a class in a separate this thing, but to give you much difference about this, so I'm writing it here only. Okay.
okay,
So it is always a good practice. Create a separate file for each and every individual class. Okay.
okay,
That should be your regular practice, normal practice. Okay. What I'll do is I will create one class. Okay. Example. So this is my class.
okay,
Public void add. Okay. I will what I'll do is class example. So what I'll do, I will declare this as partial. Okay.
okay,
Now this also I should declare partial. Okay. Now what I'll do is I will write it public subtraction. Okay.
okay,
Now if I create an object to this one, example e, which is equal to new example e dot. Okay. Add and subtract both are there. Okay.
okay,
Both are available. If I create one more partial class, let me copy this. Okay. Okay. This is multiplication. Okay. Now you come here, you can see add, subtract, and multiplication. Okay.
okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Now what I'll do is if I come here, if I put any one class with abstract keyword, so this abstract should be before partial actually. If I put abstract to any one of this class, this is one piece of class, this is one piece of class, this is one piece of class, right? If I put any one class, if I put a abstract keyword, all the three becomes abstract class. Now I'm not able to create an object to that. See here,
Okay.
I'm not able to create, cannot create an instance to an abstract class. To put abstract to each and every piece of code. Okay, if it is a partial class, you don't, it is not mandatory that you need to put abstract to everything. Okay, it's
Okay.
an optional for you. Oh, it is again slow. You can put, that's not this thing. You can put all the three. But if any one by mistake, if you have an abstract, everything will act as an abstract class. Okay,
Okay.
everything is act as an abstract, right? It is not compulsory that all the class should be declared with abstract. Any one means one, fine. Okay, now what is the option? What is the option? If it is an abstract class, you have to inherit. Okay, what I'll do is I will write class example2. What I'll do is I will inherit to this one. I can inherit example. Okay,
Okay.
so I will inherit. Okay,
Okay.
so if any one class contains a sealed, just instead of abstract, sealed keyword, all the class acts as a sealed class, entire class. It is not mandatory you need to put all the seal to everything. Now inheritance is not possible. Object creation is possible now.
Okay.
Okay, but inheritance is not possible. Cannot inherit sealed types. Got it?
Yes.
So this is the important thing. Got it?
Yeah.
So what is partial class? Partial class is basically a, you can just split the class and write it in multiple way off of
Okay.
not completed class. Okay, with the same name, with the same class name. So only thing is partial keyword should be there. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so if you have n number of pieces, the classes like this, any one piece contains a sealed keyword, the entire class cannot be inherited. Or any one piece contains an abstract class, the entire class cannot be instantiated. Got it?
Yes.
So now, if this contains abstract, what does this mean? It cannot be both. It
Okay.
cannot be both.
The
See, it
partial,
started
only
giving an error.
partial will be there.
See, an abstract class cannot be sealed or static. Got it?
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
So this is how it is. So remove this and remove this. Now go to static. So everything is static now. So everything is static. That means you need to have all static. Everything should be static.
Okay.
Because by default, if one class is declared with static, everything should be static. Because the static method contains only static variables and static members, data members. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
See now, and static cannot be inherited. Static cannot be instantiated. See, inheritance is also not possible, and object creation is also not possible.
Okay.
Then how can I use directly example dot add, subtract, and multiply? Got it?
Okay.
You can directly call methods like this. Got it? You
Yes.
cannot create an instantiate for this. You cannot inherit also. Okay.
Okay.
So now, so in this class, so now everything is static, right?
Yes.
Now let me create a constructor here, static constructor, static example. Okay,
Okay.
the name. So the static class cannot contain a constructor. Only the instance class contain a static constructor. See, members declaration, invalid token. So what you can do is you just remove this. Okay. Okay, what I'll do is I will just convert everything into static now, static partial class. So sorry. Don't know, this is too slow, man. Okay, what I'll do is this is just an instance class now. Okay,
Okay.
I'll create one more this thing. See, it gives an error. Cannot create a construct. The type already defined in a member constructor with the same parameter type. It is already there here.
Mhm.
You don't need to recreate this again and again because this class is considered as a one single class. Got it?
Okay.
You cannot create the constructor with the same. Okay.
Okay.
Now what I will do is I will create a static here. Static constructor. Static example. Shit. This is okay.
Okay.
Now you see. So if I copy and try to paste it the same constructor in another one, it will give the same thing. It is already there. Okay.
Static. Okay.
See, it is already there. What you can do, you can just remove this one, keep that as it is. Anyone is fine. Now this will go off.
Okay.
Okay. So whenever you instantiate this object to this static constructor will be called first, and then it calls the instance constructor. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So that is what it is. So since this is an instance constructor, you cannot call like this. The option is you need to create an object. Okay.
Okay.
Now you got the clarity what exactly the static instance, everything. So inheritance, how it behaves in a partial class and everything.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Any one keyword put it to one particular piece of class, then the whole class is considered as abstract. If it is sealed, the whole class is considered as sealed. It's not compulsory, mandatory. All the piece of class should contains the keyword. No, any one it contains means that is declared is fine. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now we'll go to partial methods. Okay. Partial classes are very extremely used, but partial methods are very rarely used. But in my career, I never get a chance to use partial method. But still, as a part of syllabus, I will explain it to you. Okay. So I will take a new one, this one, partial, partial methods. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
What is partial method? Basically, if I contain a partial class example. So here, partial void add. Just 1 minute, please. I'm getting a call. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is a method which is declared with partial keyword.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
So now this is a partial class which contains a regular method. What I'll do is public void subtraction. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a general method. Okay. This is subtraction is general method, but addition, add, I have not implemented. I've declared this as partial. That means I will write one more partial class here. Okay. Same class. Okay. Same name. So here I am giving the implementation for that method. For this method, I am giving an implementation. Okay.
Okay.
This is a reference. Got it? So here you are not implemented the body and you are implementing. Okay. In another piece of class, you are implementing the body. This is called partial. Partial means what? You are declaring the functionality and you are implementing the functionality. Okay.
Okay.
And you are using partial keyword. And it is very important. You have to make sure you are not supposed to declare this as public. You're not
Okay.
supposed to declare this as public because always partial methods are private methods. Okay. Currently preview unsupported. So preview language, the future extended. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
All your private, you cannot, partial method is currently preview and unsupported. Okay. So you're not supposed to put public as like this. This is a private method. Partial methods are always private method. Okay. So how can I use this? This add method can be used inside this method.
Okay.
Okay. This inside this method. Okay.
Yes.
Let's say you have declared this. You have not given the implementation. Now I will comment out this. Then also it don't give any error. Don't give any error.
Okay.
But the only thing is your compiler ignores this. Got it? I will
Okay.
show you how it works. Okay. Now what I'll do is I will just create an object to example and I'll try to call that method.
Okay.
Example E which is equal to new example. Okay. E dot. Okay. So this is your thing. Now I will put a breakpoint here. Okay. Now see, I'm coming here. Okay. I'm going inside subtract method. See, it's coming. It is in line number 14.
Okay.
Now you see, immediately it went to line number 16.
Yes.
It did not executed add method. It did not execute it. It did not call the add method. Why? Because the compiler understood that this is a partial method. And another one thing is it is not implemented yet. There is no implementation provided. So that's why from line number 14, it directly jumped to line number 16. It did not come to this line.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now you see what I'll do is I will provide an implementation. Let's say now implementation is there. Okay.
Okay.
Now I will start it. If you have an implementation, it will go inside that method. You can execute that method. Now you see,
Hmm.
see, now it goes to add. See, so in the last execution, directly line number 14 to 16, it directly jumped actually. So now if I press F11 again, you can go inside the implementation. Now it came back. Now line number 16, and now you are ending this. Got it?
Okay.
Got it.
Yes.
So this is your partial method. What is the advantage means there is no such a big or extreme advantages. That's why the implementation of partial method is very, very rare. I think in my career, I never get a chance to work on partial methods, but
Okay.
partial classes are very extremely used. All your technologies are by default including your partial classes. Okay.
Okay.
Why, what extents we are able to utilize that, you will understand when you come to your technologies, other technologies like MVC, ASP.NET, all those. Okay.
Okay.
But partial methods are very rarely used. Okay. Now what is partial method? Partial method is a method which is being declared with partial keyword. Okay.
Okay.
So the declaration in one piece of class, implementation will be in another piece of class.
Okay.
Okay. So this type of, I mean, splitting the method. So declaring and implementing in another piece of class. So this approach is being done in partial class, and partial method, and partial method is always private. Okay. There won't be any public partial methods. Partial methods are always private. Okay. How can I use this? Here. See, if you come here, see, add is there? No add.
No.
No add. Because add is a private. That's why it's not able to access.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
So you're not able to access that. So that's why add is a partial class. Partial class are always private classes. Okay. So you're
Okay.
not supposed to declare any access specifiers to that. And implementation will be done in another piece of class. If there is no implementation, if this method is called anywhere in between, so it ignores that line. If the implementation is not provided for that partial method, if implementation is provided, then it continue to execute that line, that code.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay then. So this is your partial classes and partial methods. So you just explore more on this. You have any doubts? Let me know
Okay.
what do you want. So you got clarity about what exactly it is?
Yes.
Okay. So please do explore. So you don't have to worry about partial methods because it is very, very, very rarely, I mean, used. Very rarely
Okay.
means in my career, I didn't get a chance to work with partial methods actually in any point of view.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, we'll meet tomorrow. Please try to explore this. If you have anything, we'll discuss tomorrow.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks.